Hello there, it's Sarah from Paper Lovely. Thanks for joining me today. I am back with part 2 using the Spellbinders October card kit of the month. This is called Feeling Festive. I've got 4 more sweet and simple cards to share with you using all of the goodies that came in this kit. If you missed the first 4 cards, you can check those out in the video that was posted yesterday. But we are jumping here into card number 5, and here I have used my Blueprints 32 frame die to trim out my background. This is going to give me a 3 3/4 by 5 inches rectangle. I've added some ATG and placed that on the center of my card base. And now I have got this adorable reindeer with lights all around him. This was part of the ephemera, and I'm going to add some pop dots to the back of that and then place him right in the center of my card base. I am then going to pull in this acetate Merry and Bright, and I will use a little art glitter glue behind that to stick that into place. Now, I did not include it in the video because I thought of it afterwards, but there were some red dots that were part of the foam stickers. So you'll see in my end photos that I did after this go and grab one of those, place that over his nose, so we turned him into Rudolph. And that completes card number 5. Card number 6 is a little more detailed. I have pulled in 4 of these Christmas ornaments. I have again used that same Blueprints 32 frame to trim out this blue background. I'm going to place that down on my card base. Now, I was not thinking when I did this. I wanted to have some thread behind my ornaments. And after I stuck that down, I thought, oh no, I wanted to tuck my thread underneath that panel. So luckily, my ATG hadn't gotten too close to the edge, and I was able to actually pull this back and make it work. But if you're going to make the same card, I would suggest that you wait and attach your ornaments first, then place your panel down on your card base. But I was able to add some art glitter glue. I very carefully am peeling this back, and I was able to make this work. So I've grabbed some of my mint tape and some of my thread. If you have the same thread box as me, the color I'm using for this is 351. And I'm just going to use that tape to add a little bit of this string behind each of these ornaments. I'm leaving quite a bit of excess towards the top, but I will trim this down before I actually place this underneath my panel. That way it's not too bulky. Just getting everything lined up where I'd like it here, and then I will start putting everything into place. So I'm going to add some art glitter glue behind this largest ornament. I'm going to get all 3 of these glued down. These are sort of, I don't want to say my background ornaments, but they're the ones that are going to be flat on the page. And then this one with my little elf on it, I'm going to pop up to give us some dimension. And I'm going to overlap him here over the largest one. And then I'll get all of my strings taken care of. So I am trimming these down to just slightly longer than the edge of that paper. And these scissors are great for paper, but they do take a little bit to get through that fabric. I'm just going to very carefully tuck these under and press my panel back into place. So I've added a line of our glitter glue there, and I'm just going to slide those threads underneath, trying to keep them as straight as I can. And there we go. I would say I got very lucky with that. I really wanted to have that blue background, and only having one sheet of the pattern paper, I was afraid I had messed this up. But thankfully, I was able to make this work. I'm gonna finish this up here with one of the foam sticker sentiments. This one says feeling festive, and I think that elf definitely is feeling festive. I'm gonna add just a little half of a pop dot there to make sure everything stays nice and even, and place that on top of the ornament. And that will finish card number 6. For card number 7, I have again trimmed out a panel. I'm gonna add some ATG and place this on the front of my card base. I have pulled in this acetate tag. This reads, "Make it magical, make it merry, make it memorable." And I have pulled in some of my black thread. Again, if this is the same thread kit that I use, this is number 310. I've looped that around a few times and added that through the top of my tag. And I'm going to add some art glitter glue just there on that solid red portion, as well as a little bit behind the thread there to hold everything in place. Just placing that at a slight angle, and then I'm going to add my stamp block there to make sure that it is nice and tight while that glue is drying. I've got these 2 elves on a sled. I'm going to pop that up using some of my pop dots. And I'm going to overlap that with my tag, as well as have those little hats flying onto my border. Give that the look of some movement. And that will complete card number 7. For card number 8, I'm going to use some of my leftover pieces of pattern paper. I have grabbed one of the green cardstock panels that was included in the kit, added a bunch of ATG on the back of that, and I'm going to line up all these strips to create a background. And once that's down nice and tight, I will of course go along the edges and trim off all that excess. Now, if I really wanted to save every last bit of paper, I could have lined that up a little better along one of the side edges, but I knew I wasn't going to use any more of these, so I could be a little bit more willy-nilly. I'm going to add some ATG to the back of that panel and get this placed on top of my card base. Again, making sure to line that up with my folded edge. That way I can trim any excess off of the side and bottom that I need to. And here we're going to decorate this up with some sentiments and a little Mr. and Mrs. Claus there. So I've pulled in these foam stickers, and the and symbol is from the cardstock stickers. I think that is the only piece that I used from those on all of these cards. So just lining up that merry and bright sentiment. And then of course I'm going to add some pop dots to the back of Mr. and Mrs. Claus. And get them pressed into place. Just one little sliver there left to trim off to make that nice and even. And that will complete our 8th and final card for this kit. Here are a few close-ups of the finished cards. In the description box below, you'll find my blog post, which has additional photos and links to the supplies I've used. If you enjoyed the video, please leave me a comment or a thumbs up and subscribe for more. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.